In this video, we check out another dope Terraria mod that adds in a bunch of fun bosses, new enemies, and a whole new engineering class. Let's hop in game and check it out. We are here checking out another little underrated Terraria mod that you should probably pay a little attention to, you know, added in a future giant mod pack, something like that. It is the Adorbus mod, I believe it's called. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it right. It adds in a new class, a handful of bosses, and some sick sets of armor. As we can see, look at them, not bad. A bunch of other smaller little things that are pretty cool. There's like solar panels and stuff that are related to the new class, I believe. And if we just look through, you know, it's a decent amount of items for a smaller content mod. If you guys know at this point, I kind of really like the smaller content mods that kind of just add whatever they want. Not a giant Terraria mod because I feel like I've seen it enough. But yeah, let's drop down over here. We're gonna make it nighttime because we're gonna take on the first boss in master mode. Pretty early boss to take on. Look at this, post King Slime pre-eye, and it's called the Blight King. Let's bring my boy in. Boom. The Blight King has awoken. I can't even see, bro. Let me turn on the lights a little bit just so we can see his beautiful sprite. Look at him. He's like, I don't even know, like something you would see like Metroid, Mega Man. He's like this robot boss. And as you can see, he got the little laser shooting out of, what is that, his chest or his eye? Hold up. He also got the little bombs dropping out. They land and then what? Do we walk into them and they explode? Or do they explode over time? Let's see. That one just disappeared before I could touch it. But he got the triple lasers from his side. He got the laser coming out of his eye, and then he's got the little bombs. But as you can see, we can break his little turrets on the side. Here we go, for real this time. Okay, so it's pretty much just a little, pretty much like thorny projectile that just sits there. But yeah, let's take out one of his arms and let's see what's popping if we do that. Boom. He only shoots, you know, 4 lasers now. Just 3 from his one arm and then 1 from himself, the middle part. So this does actually affect the fight. Hold up, new attack. What is that? Blight probe? Whoa. Little like satellite dish that comes to help. What does it do though? It's kind of just like hovering around. Oh, it hit me with a little projectile. Okay. Little helper minion kind of shoots very interesting projectiles. Look at that. Sort of like an obstacle sort of projectile. Let's kill the other arm though. Oh, didn't mean to hit him. Boom. Yo, he dropped his gun. So pretty much I get his weapon that he was using on us. And I've gotten this in playthroughs against this boss. And it's kind of a cool idea. It reminds me of Dark Souls. Now you can like cut tails off of certain enemies. That's always a cool thing. And it's kind of sick to see something like that in Terraria. But I think that's pretty much all in terms of attacks. We've seen pretty much everything. He's gonna get a little different variety as he loses his arms. And he shoots a little bit faster like most Terraria bosses when their health gets a little low. You know, they start pick up the pace a little bit. But this is like a very early boss. There isn't much to see there. This weapon is still sick though. I mess with this. The next boss from this mod is a jungle boss. Love to see a couple more jungle bosses here and there because I feel like the surface area of the jungle is a little lacking. Because technically you're not supposed to fight any of the jungle bosses above ground. Queen Bee enrages, Plantera enrages, so you got to fight them underground, and then obviously Golem. Well, I mean, you could bring them above ground. But let's bring in the next one. Boom. The Gardener. The Gardener is one of those bosses where it's like Plantera's little brother slash little sister. Maybe a cousin? Whoa. Look at that little like Mario vine that is spawned in. Kind of made it so we can't go past that. We're limited to a certain area to fight this boss. Kind of cool. I like the idea. But this one is more of like a floating Plantera, and it's got the little bulbs on the side that I'm assuming help spread out little extra attacks. Okay, I like the little spore trail that it leaves. Plantera does drop the little spore accessory in expert mode. But yeah, I'm assuming getting rid of the little tinier bulbs makes this fight a little bit easier, especially for like a melee build to get up close and personal. But still, this is an early boss. Look at this, post eye, another early boss. It's not going to be the hardest fight. Still very creative though. I like the idea of more Plantera relatives. I kind of wish it looked a little bit different, like a completely different plant, because if I'm being honest, it does just look like a blue Plantera. There's a lot of plants out there. You can make some scary stuff. Okay, now that's scary right there. So killing all the side bulbs actually releases into phase 2, and the phase 2 is like a little plant with somebody inside of it. I think that's an NPC from this mod, so kind of cool. Now this boss leaves a spore trail behind on top of the little projectiles. I'm getting hit by so many things. This boss fight actually might be like a pain in the ass with the way you're like confined to little areas because of the little plants right here. Is kind of crazy. But there we go. The Gardener dead. New NPC drops out. What kind of NPC are you? Just like another little like druid type NPC. Let's see what this NPC is called. She is called the elf. That's it. Just an elf person. Next boss is post Skeletron. It is Glaciation, which is a worm boss. But hold up, you know how I feel about worm bosses. Let's see the fight though. Let's see the fight. We got a couple of projectiles being shot out. A decent amount actually. Ooh, I like that little icicle rain attack. Okay, but what else do you got? Worm bosses I'm always hard on. I don't got a hard on for them either. I don't know why I said that. He's got the little probe. Of course, you got to have the little probes with the worm boss. But what else does my boy do? He already has like more variety in attacks than most worm bosses. So he's already on the plus side. But doesn't seem too bad. Just a decent amount of projectiles you got to dodge. With the occasional probe popping up. So let's hit my boy. Let's do some damage. See if he's got like a little phase 2 or something. He's got another little probe. Ooh, he's got a different one. So the other one was like a glaciation bomber. This one's just a regular probe. Sort of like the destroyer ones. Maybe that's his whole gimmick. He brings out little new minions every once in a while. Oh, look, there's the other one, the bomber, which I'm assuming he just goes above us and then drops the little ice spikes. I see him. He is post Skeletron, so I am starting to be like, you know, hey, he should have a couple more attacks. The boss fight, whoa, some big ass icicles. The boss fight should definitely be more interesting. Oh, here we go, another probe. I'm assuming these icicles are to keep you in a certain area. So say if I had like an arena and it's all flat and these icicles drop, I can't go left or right anymore. They got the little health timer on them and you could also break them. So cool, another little obstacle. I kind of like when bosses do that. Any boss that kind of uses like terrain or creates an obstacle to where you have to adapt is a good boss fight. Perfect example, shoot, the Starlight River bosses. Literally like perfect use of making obstacles and using the terrain in boss fights. But I think we've seen it all from this dude. Not bad. You get a pass on the worm boss. Game Raiders worm boss list. And there's only a good handful that have gotten a pass. Let's take my boy out though. See you later, Glaciation. Now, how many more bosses are in pre-hard mode here? One more. The Hand of Cthulhu. Hold up. We fighting hands of Cthulhu, brain, eyes. Shoot, when's the balls of Cthulhu dropping? All right, we're at the ocean. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm sweating my ass off behind the camera. It has been so hot. There's been like a crazy heat wave where I live, and it's usually like 60 every day where I live. Usually always cold with the occasional like 70 during summer. So the fact that it's been like 80, 90 out here, I'm dying. I'm butt ass naked recording this. Not really. Maybe. I don't know. It's up to y'all's interpretation, whether if I'm butt naked or not. What am I talking about? Let's fight this boss. The Hand of Cthulhu. Oh, so he a little dude. I thought he was going to be a big hand that would slap the shit out of you. Something like Skeletron's arms, but he's literally just like a little tiny Cthulhu. You know, the hand, like the left hand of a king or somebody. Yo, he penetrated the shit out of me with them swords. He hitting me from the top, the front. That's crazy. Pause on that. All right, let's do some damage though. He's really tiny, makes it harder to hit. I guess that's a bright side with smaller Terraria bosses like this and the cultists. But by the time you get to something like the lunatic cultists, you got some decent homemade weapons. But I'm liking the attack so far. He's pretty versatile, hard to hit. He's got the quick attacks. He's got the little projectiles come up from underneath. Tridents that he's tossing, dashes he's doing. What else you got for us, Hand? This like freaky ass sword attack that penetrates us from both sides. I'm not messing with that one. Let's get him to half health. See if he brings out some new tricks. Hold up, he's like running away. I can't see, bro. Oh, little shotgun trident attack. And then the tridents also explode into like stingers is what it looks like. Okay, interesting. This is a pretty crazy fight. Damn, 4 different. He's hitting me from the back, hitting me from the front. I'm not messing with bro. He's actually cool though. Jokes aside, he's actually cool. What is he doing? He got like a Fortnite glider. Yo, it's a bow. He got his own Daedalus storm bow, but like a water version. Okay, I see you. You gotta use the little holy arrows, you know, the ones that drop the little stars and stuff. It's not that effective. But yeah, we've seen enough. He's not bad for a hard mode fight. He's got a lot of attacks, and a lot of them seem like they would be pretty damn good early in the game. Like they would actually fuck you up. But let's take him out. We've seen it all. Cool fight. What's my boy doing? Boy done took off the helmet. Hold up, new NPC. Oh, he's talking. He said, huh? Stay out of my... Oh. My boy just disappeared. The last boss from this mod is the Cursed Preacher. It is post-Mex, pre-Plantera and Golem. Let's check it out. I remember fighting this boss somewhat recently because I had this mod in like the last 2 mod packs I did. You guys can check out the second channel, Gamer Does Live, if you want to see the full playthroughs of those mod packs. Let's do it though. Let's bring him in. The Cursed Preacher. Hold up. My boy looks straight out of that one indie roguelike game. That's very specific, or that's generic actually. The one about the music, I don't remember what it's called. But yeah, let's see. My boy's got the little guitar and his attacks are instrument theme, music theme, you know, little music notes. Damn, it's kind of crazy. He just leaves these little fire projectiles everywhere. Low-key seems like a sort of tough fight so far. He's hitting me pretty hard. I do wear hard mode armor, do these videos, so the fact that he's hitting me pretty hard, not bad damage then. Can't kill me though. My boy's kind of moving into phase 2. That's what I'm assuming that roar is. He also hits you with the little the burning, the little cursed inferno. What's he doing? He tuning something up. I kind of wish this boss had some bumping ass background music, because right now it's just a generic. Is this different? No. It's just a generic boss music. So hopefully in the future we see boss music from this mod, because this dude should have a bumping ass soundtrack. Like, it only makes sense. But it seems like a pretty crazy boss fight. A lot of projectiles, more on the bullet hell sort of side. Like, look at that, something you've seen like Enter the Gungeon. But I think we've seen enough from our boy. He's probably one of the coolest looking from this mod. It's just a sick idea, like cool theme for a boss. The game I was talking about was Crypt of the Necro Dancer. There you go, I got it. So this mod does add in a new class. Like I said earlier in the video, it's the Engineer class. We'll check that out a little bit later. For now though, let's just, you know, see a couple of the enemies from the mod, a couple of the weapons, see what's popping with them. I'm already noticing they got like these little melee weapons, little punching weapons. Kind of remind me of the Weapon Out. The Weapon Out, what was it, Fist class? Like, a lot of them kind of look somewhat similar too. So nice little homage to that. But they're a little bit different. Instead of it being like a physical punching class, they're shooting projectiles and stuff. So very interesting. What do we got though? We got some sickles. Looks cool. Can't go wrong with more sickle weapons, and they home in. We got this, turns arrows into lotus. Hold up, we need regular arrows in. Let's bring in an enemy from this mod. Here we go. Ancient or android goblin, my bad. New goblin invasion enemies. It seems like they can hit multiple targets. What else do we got here? I don't want to accidentally grab some of the engineer weapons. We got the guitar, which is from the Cursed Preacher boss. Kind of cool, interesting idea. We got the hornet gun. This one, I'm assuming very simple, kind of like a bee gun, but hornets. Definitely gonna hurt more. And it also ignores immunity frames. Okay. We got the Tau cannon. Damn. Venomous spore staff, so we can leave little spore clouds everywhere. Actually, funny thing with this mod, I don't know if they fixed it. There is an expert accessory from that plant boss, the gardener. This thing allows the player to dash vertically and leave spores. This thing, I don't know if it's still glitched out. You leave a little spore cloud behind you. Oh, they fixed it. But in the mod pack I had it in, the spore clouds would be like infinite. So I literally would leave like a trail of stink behind me. And it did so much damage. I was using it to cheese some bosses in the mod pack. Very fun. They did patch it. That, or it was the mod pack that made it do that. Yeah, the weapons seem perfectly fine. I got no problem with the weapons. They seem creative enough. This one is literally a croissant boomerang. Like, come on. How many croissant boomerang weapons are there? But let's see some of the enemies from the mod. There is a cool, unique little handful. Dark zombie, just in case you didn't like the regular zombies. Shoot, dark zombie. Engineer skeletons. I don't remember if these skeletons from this mod do something crazy or if it's from another mod, because I've seen engineer skeletons from a couple mods. What else little enemies are there? We got Centaurion. This dude looks kind of sick. Cool, like green little metal. What is that noise? Turn that off. Blood Nimbus. So we got a red Nimbus. We got a cavern blob. Yo, that thing looks sick. Angler zombie. Makes sense. For if the angler ever got zombified. Goblin Knight. So there's a good handful of goblin themed enemies that spawn. Nightwood Totem. What is that? I know there's like there might be a Nightwood biome in here. So we might have to figure that out later. But yeah, look at this. Little mounted Goblin Knight. Kind of sick. Pretty cool looking dude. A nice thing to add into the Goblin event. I always like when there's more event enemies. But now let's get into the engineering part of this mod. All right, so the engineer class has its own little like bar that it uses, of course, and it's got a couple of subclasses. The first thing we really need though is these markers. You see this? This is sort of what we use to target enemies with. So let me just get a random marker out here. So you can see when I hold left click, kind of points at stuff. And then we need to bring in one of these things to make our drones. Look at that. My boy just blew up right away. What happened? Let me just go ahead and equip some drone armor because it uses what? Energy, I think is the name. So let me equip an armor set that gives me more of that energy. Let's try and bring in a drone again. There you go. Little tiny drones. They got two different attack modes. One where I can attack where my cursor is, and I think if I just right click, they're supposed to just also attack where my cursor is. I don't know, I explained that badly. There's a defense mode and there's an attack mode, so you could just have them right click and then they kind of just hover around you, and then you could go into the attack mode where they follow your cursor and attack things. So I could like go hide somewhere and have them fight stuff. Kind of cool. I like the idea. It's kind of like a little twist on Summoner, and it just seems like a cool idea to just, you know, be able to control a bunch of drones like this. Let me bring in some crazier ones here. So let me get a different marker, and then let me bring in some crazier ones. These dudes better be crazy. It said like 100 something damage. Let's see. They shoot rockets. Can't go wrong with some rockets. Put them on that right click mode. Oh, there you go. These ones are just like sort of auto attacking. I like that. I don't know what they're shooting at. Oh, they're shooting at the marker spot. So you can leave the marker spot in places. Yo, so if I just leave that to the left, I could do like a tower defense pretty much. Don't even gotta do anything. You know, I love playing classes where I don't gotta do anything. And the last thing is these little turrets that we could place. Let's see what's popping with them. Oh, there you go. Yo, these are sick. They're like little dragon turrets. So this one is sort of like the same with, you know, just regular sentries. You control them though. You can aim yourself, obviously. Look at this. And then they got a bunch of different variations. Where you place them is where you're standing, and then they aim where your cursor is. Kind of reminds me of a class I played in the past, the Defender class, I believe it was called. And I like the idea of this. This is a cool idea. We got a bunch of different ones. We got this little Shroomite one, which is like a rail gun. What else do we got? We got Martian Tesla turrets, the little Tesla coils or whatever. Inferno ring. This one sounds like it might be sick. What do y'all do? Go ahead, Inferno ring. Show me what you do. I don't know what these do. They're not doing anything. Maybe I need enemies. Damn. This is on some balloons tower defense type shit. And then we got this one, which I think is like the strongest one. Literally a radiation totem. Just giving your enemies radiation. That might be worse than just actually just getting shot. But cool little class. I like the idea. It might be a little similar to Summoner, but at the same time, it's like, you know, you could always use more variation for stuff. So you can kind of use it like a subclass to Summoner. But that was the Adorbis mod. Make sure to check it out. Shout out to the developers and everyone else that worked on the mod. It's a nice little content mod to have for the future. And if you ever want to do, you know, a nice little class playthrough, there you go. If you guys want to see me where I played a whole mod pack with this mod in it, not as like the main mod, obviously, it's just, you know, one content mod, part of a big like 50 plus mod pack. Game Raiders Live, that's where I post all the Twitch streams of the mod pack playthrough. So make sure to go over there and sub to that. Both of the series where I had this mod in should be pretty much complete and posted. But yeah, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for future videos. I'll see y'all next video. Have a good one.